Beautiful. Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Trading Secrets. Today, I am joined by a massive social media personality. And ready for this? I don't even know his real name, but he goes by Science Akbar, better known by his millions of social media followers as King Science. He has never revealed his true identity. That sounds like a trading secret I'll have to get. And by that, I mean his name to the public. But he is an animation illustrator and social media influencer known for his animated comedy and music videos. His intelligence, fun-loving personality, and incredible animation skills are reflected in his TikTok and YouTube videos, and he didn't even take a long time to get recognition in the social media world. His TikTok account collected 2 million followers within 2 months, now carrying a social media following of over 13.5 million followers. And the cherry on top, he has garnered more than 185 million likes on his videos in TikTok since starting back in 2019. Today, we're going to discuss my mysterious guest, his names, his ins and outs, how he ended up here, where he gets his ideas, and how he turned those ideas into major income opportunities. And of course, we need the bucks. King Science, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for letting me come in.
You like that intro? Did that work?
No, that was great.
I feel like it did a nice little tire pump. His chest was feeling good.
I was like, what? I did do that in 2 months. I didn't even realize.
It's truly remarkable. I mean, I will the funniest thing too is the whole name aspect of this. Like, right, when we have guests on, we research them up, down, left, and right. First thing I do is I go right to Google. And there's a couple articles written about your success.
Yeah.
But even those articles
They're
are like
so shoddy.
They're
Like one of them's
shoddy.
like, oh yeah, he's from LA. Another one's like, he doesn't have a girlfriend. Another one's like, he has a girlfriend. And I'm like, these are all wrong. So
they're all wrong. And that's what a lot of today's going to be too. It's going to be like the exploration. Like I will say, usually my prep docs too are like thick, right?
Yeah.
My prep docs here are like 2 pages because I don't know much. So this is just going to be a curious conversation. I think I also loved a little behind the scenes for my listeners to give them context. So we actually, King Size travels so much. We're talking to his manager and he's going to London next. He's going to Hawaii next. He's over here. So we figured we had to do it virtually. So we jump on the call yesterday to do the podcast. I'm like, hey man, King Size, where are you right now? He's like, I'm in Nashville. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That was so weird. I was like, it was like, oh yeah, so I'm in Nashville. It was like, no way, I'm in Nashville. And it was like, what are we doing on Zoom?
This is stupid. We're like, okay, cut this immediately. We last minute got a studio and here we are in person. And I also wanted to give people a little background about how this even came about. So I want you to tell the story, but what I heard is my social media manager is traveling and she loves Katie, right? She's always got her ears out for people that are talking money. She heard you or introduced yourself in the airport because she heard you like talking about your social media success or money. Can you tell the story from your lens?
Okay, so basically I don't exactly talk money, so I started saying innuendos of how much I was making.
Okay.
Like I was like, I can't believe like this last brand deal, they gave me 1 penny instead of 2. My rate is usually 3. How am I going to make it through the month without 10 pennies? Like that's how I would talk about it.
Interesting.
And because it's like, I like to keep it, what is it called? Confusing, but at the same time, like let them know like this was not what my rate normally was. And I was talking with another guy like across from me and she was right next to me. And I think she was editing something. And then, she just like after he left and he was sharing Twizzlers with me, he left and then she was like, oh, so what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I make TikToks. She's like, oh, I edit TikToks for this guy. Like I do this. And I was like, oh, no way. And she was like, yeah, this is what we do. We do a podcast. We talk about business and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. Because I don't know if you know Graham Stephan, like it's one of the people I'm like a fan of as well. So like when I heard that you do the same thing or something similar, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So.
That's perfect. I love it. It's a great way to for this to even come about, and the fact that you guys met in the airport's amazing. So do you have like a language that other people, like how many people in your circle know what a penny means or what these like innuendos mean?
So no one exactly knows what they mean.
Okay.
I just make it up and like it'll change from either that to something else. Like I just make it up because I don't necessarily want anyone to know exactly what I'm making until I'm at like a certain point, and then it's like, oh, his net worth is public now. So I just at points I'll just say like I think at the airport I was like usually a year I make about $1. And
But
if
who are you saying that to?
I was just saying it to like the guy across from me,
And he had no idea what the hell you're talking about.
He like had no idea, but then like he kind of picked up on it because it's like, okay, if you make $1 a year and you make like this much, like $10 a month or something, then this must equal this. But you could still be wrong.
Wild backdoor strategy. I mean, we've had some crazy pay transparency conversations here. This is one I haven't got. So is the idea then like a multiple? Like, is it like you tell a bartender, yeah, this year my first year doing this, I made $1. And then I'm on year 3 now and I make $10. Is the idea that someone could recognize like, holy shit, he makes 10 times on year 3 than he did in year 1? Is that kind of the thought?
Yeah. So basically, I think he was able to figure out how much I made by the products I had. So, like when he saw my headphones, and those are a certain amount, like people actually know how much those are. I was like, those are like 5 pennies, or like those were like a penny or something. And then it's like I make $10 or something, or $20 a month. And he's like, oh, so he kind of tried to add it up and.
So
figure
how much
it
are
out.
those headphones in your planet?
5 pennies or 5
pennies or $5?
Those are $500.
All right. In the recap, David and I are gonna break down and we're gonna analyze all his numbers he throws out here to back into them. But until then, before I even get into it deeper, we got to get into this whole name thing because I'm a big true crime guy. I love mysteries, and I always say that like in a previous life, I was an FBI agent, and maybe down the road, no, I definitely wouldn't pass the true false test to be an FBI agent. But one day that'd be great to be a detective. You have a manila envelope over here, and you referenced it. What exactly is it?
My birth certificate.
We got to get this on camera. Okay. So this is your birth certificate. Have you ever shared your true identity?
I have, but people didn't believe it. They thought it was a joke. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it again, but this time,
amazing.
This time it'll be like real because I can't believe people didn't believe me.
We're recording right now, and you are showing your true.
They thought my name was not what it is. So I'm gonna cover my mom and dad's name, but there it is. That is my actual name.
Okay. Wait, what? No ways. Can you put that over the manila file so we won't see your mom and dad's name? We'll use that to cover. Yeah. And then let me see that. Can you slide it over? I won't look at the name or record.
Oh no, don't worry. The other names are. You can see them if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, I won't tell anybody mom and dad's name. Holy smokes, this is real. Okay, can I take a video of this?
Yeah, definitely. It can go on the podcast and everything. Like
Science Akbar. Is this fake?
No, that's my birth certificate.
Your name is Science Akbar.
Yeah.
What?
And I have my passport with me too, just to be like.
Let's get verification for the viewers. I know the voice of the viewer. He's our guy who does our wrap ups, David Arduin. Yeah. He would want me to do this just to protect, credibility. Okay, this is a passport. This is a United States passport. Everybody looking.
I have to get it renewed.
So your first name is Science.
Yeah. That's my first name.
And your last name is Akbar. Oh my God. So this is, and you didn't change your name?
No, never changed it. Born that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have his passport. We have his birth certificate.
You're the first.
Legit.
Actually, this is the first place to get all of that. Because no one else has gotten any of that.
This is an absolute honor. Okay, so we know your name. And when you started your account, you started as Science Akbar, and everyone just thought it was a ploy, right?
Yeah, they were like, oh, yeah, he's like Science God or something. And then he changed it to King Science because that was too much. And I was like, no, it was actually just my name.
All right, I got to ask out of curiosity. And guys, we were going to get into the dollars and cents of $13.5 million and try and disseminate his language. But at any point did you ask like mom, dad, like, so why Science? Like, where did the name come from?
Yeah, I actually did. So my mom has her reasoning. I think hers makes the most sense. So Science means knowledge. Middle name means God. Last name Akbar means like the Most High. So it just means, it's just a sentence that means knowledge of God Most High.
Wow.
And then my name spells out the C, and she said like it's the largest thing on the planet. So she was like, everything about it was on purpose. I was like, okay.
Wow. I mean, you were destined for greatness with that name and that reasoning.
It's a mix of I think pressure
Yeah.
and seeing like being called that all the time, you just want to constantly learn stuff. So like now,
Yeah.
like right now, like I'm on city planning, like I'm learning a lot about city planning.
Wow.
So I don't
Interesting.
ever stop learning like something new. It's like city planning and body language is my thing right now. So,
Okay. Okay. I have a million questions I could ask you. Let's end the name conversation with this. Is your last name Akbar? You just explained the meaning. Is there any surname or family history tied to that last name?
Nope, I'm the only one named Akbar.
And do you have any brothers or sisters or siblings?
Yeah, I do. I have. I just got a new brother, so I have 1, 2, 3 brothers on this side and a sister, and then I have 4 brothers. No, 3 brothers. Gosh, I'm dumb. 2 brothers and a sister on my dad's side. Yeah.
Okay. And do any of them share the name Science or Akbar?
None of them. No.
Wild.
None of them share it, but we do have a lot of weird names. Got Selah, Supreme, Rain Supreme, and Rosian, and then my brothers on that side are like Andre, Ali, and then my sister's name is America. So we got some weird names.
Your family needs a TV show. Because I don't even want to talk about business tomorrow. I want to talk about your family, but we have to for the purpose of the podcast.
Right.
Fascinating. And do you think will you keep Science or Akbar? You think to generation if you're
I was
I was
thinking about that. So I was like, my kid's gonna have to have like a weird name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta have a weird name.
Amazing.
maybe it's like maybe I like get a wife and then like she chooses one and I choose the other if we're gonna have like 2 kids.
Yeah.
But I have to have a kid with a weird name.
This is some Elon Musk shit going on.
It is.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Oh my god, I didn't think about that. That's
the
so
most
funny.
mysterious man is living up to the hype. Okay, here we go. So, Mr. Science, first name. I'll call you by your first name. We're on that level.
Yeah.
We're going to get into how you got into animation and the money behind it, but you did just say you're studying body language.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really good topic for my listeners because body language is a big thing, whether it's like you're in a sales meeting, you're trying to negotiate.
Yeah.
Was
That's
that
outside.
thunder?
Yeah.
Was
that's
that loud, that thunder?
Wow.
Mr. Science, there's some shit going on here. What is happening? It's like
I had to turn the thunder on to divert from from my phone
he
ringing.
Mr. Science just literally pressed something on his phone. I'm not sure, and it's blue skies, and there's a great clouds out there, and there's like this massive like hit of thunder, like I'm on a set of a movie. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like my future's changing. Okay, body language. Back to body language. So. A lot of people in my following group, they'll be trying to ask for tips on negotiation or tips when they're giving an interview. Or, a lot of this stuff even relates to like being on a date or being with your partner at like a dinner or something. What are some things from the studies you've done in body language that you think you'd give as advice, either trying to read people or trying to give off like the best version of you?
So I just now started dipping into it for about 4 months now.
Okay.
So I've noticed if their attention is like diverted at the time, probably not the best time to like ask for something.
Okay.
If they seem very fidgety, it's like there's something else on their mind, and then sometimes it's easier to like ease the tension and ask like, hey, how's everything going, or maybe like step back for a second, see if like, oh, your distance is a little too close, something like that.
Interesting.
There's a lot of different things that people do, like what I did, where I'm like I'm licking my lips. It's kind of like withholding information. So I'm like trying to think of what I'm gonna say. But then there's like clusters. So you have to think of, instead of just one thing they did is like, oh, he scratched his hand, that means there's this. But if you like scratch your hand and then you like gulp and then you like look to the left or this and that, it's like they're either not paying attention or there's something else that's on their mind.
Okay.
So it's a mix of a lot of different things that you have to like watch and look out for in order for you to understand what people are going through.
Because we've had some professional poker players on, and they've talked a lot about like the consistency of the body language.
Exactly.
So like your tell for being nervous, scared, excited, anxious could be a whole lot different than the next guest's tell.
Yeah, because like if you have a baseline and your baseline is like anxiousness, and then all of a sudden they're like super still, there's something different about what they're going through. But if the
Got
person's like baseline is still and not talking, and then all of a sudden they're talking a lot, it's like, what are you going through right now?
Got it.
So it's something to like look out for.
Okay, baselines and consistencies. All right. Well, now we're going to actually get into Mr. Science and the business aspect of things. So you build this social media account. I saw on TikTok your first post was August 2019. And if you guys haven't seen it, go to his TikTok right now, King Science. You do these 2D animations that are extremely witty. They're funny, outlandishly engaging. Like when I'm watching one, I've noticed when I'm looking all through your TikTok, I can't stop until it's over.
That's awesome.
And so as a result of that, it's led to massive success. So the first question I have for you is, where did this animation skill set come from? And did you inherit this at like a young age, or did this come on later in life?
I just started animating about 4 years ago, but I used to animate on like the little 3DS. So,
okay.
But I've been drawing since I was young.
Okay. Question for the viewers and myself: what's 3DS?
The 3DS, like the game. What is the Nintendo 3DS?
Oh, okay. The Nintendo 3DS.
With the pin, like
So that's when you. So you're. How old are you?
I'm 23.
So you're 23. You've never animated before the age of 18 and growing up. Never.
Yeah,
once.
like I didn't animate. Like I tried to dabble in it on the 3DS when I was 11, but no, I didn't really animate like that. I think I did do stop motion at one point.
Okay.
There's a channel where I did stop motion that people probably know about.
Okay.
So,
that's
about it.
Okay, we'll leave that part there. That's for your followers. They'll know what it means. When you started animating just 4 years ago, I can't believe it's just. We'll take a quick edit here with that little plane.
You want some water?
Sure, yeah.
Just
I meant to get you some water right when you came in.
that's perfect.
Yeah, you
timing.
can tell like I'm over
Excited.
here like I think I forgot to get chapstick. So
I was just the plane came over and sometimes the audio.
You on water?
I'm good. Yeah, I got this over here. So you tell me when we'll pick it back
All right,
up if you want to make the note.
so
Good.
Keep it rolling.
Okay. What was I saying? Anyway. Okay, so 4 years ago you pick up animation. That's wild to me, especially given the skill set. Did you do it with the intent of, I'm going to make a splash with this, or did you do it because it was enjoyable? Like, what made you just start looking into that?
I was watching different videos on YouTube, including The Odd Ones Out, Pimations, and Oni cartoons. And then my mom gave me the idea, like, why don't you go from this? Because I was a tech YouTuber before this.
Okay,
So
got it.
then I just jumped into it, tried to do tech animation. Then I just went to animation, animated stories, and then joined the military. So
Interesting. Okay. And so when you put your first post out in August 2019 with TikTok, did you have, I mean, that was pretty early for TikTok. What made you go to TikTok, and did you have any foresight that your account would blow up this way?
I didn't know it would blow up this way, but I knew it would grow because I had already been learning tactics of virality. So I joined because my friend, Jaron DeGraffenreid, I'm going to shout you out, bro. He showed me TikTok, and he showed me like the cool side. I had another friend, Kimberly. She showed me the, no offense, she's cool, but it was the lame side. So I didn't want to join.
Okay.
But then he showed me like the funny memes, and I was like, oh, I'm totally joining. And it blew up. Like first post got like 1 million views or something.
Okay. And before that post on YouTube, how long had you been on YouTube, and how many subscribers did you have?
Had I think 10,000 subscribers, and I had about 4 animations on there.
Okay, so you weren't at that level, at 10,000 subscribers and no really other following. Were you monetizing much?
I was not making anything. There was the most I had ever made was $1,000, and that was on a tutorial on how to grow on Instagram years before.
Okay, so this is 4 years ago. You got 10,000 subscribers. The most you're making is $1,000, and so I would assume in a year period, definitely less than $10,000.
Yeah, no, a year. Like I will have made 1,000 my entire career. So I'd been on YouTube for probably like 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said tactics of virality. That's something everyone's trying to do now. How do you go viral? In a time like this, how do you get your business out or your message out or your impact or anything you want? Because there's money to be made with it. What tactics of virality did you utilize to blow up TikTok and inherently all your other social medias as a following?
So I learned from a course and that course was made by a channel that had it was made by a person who had different channels that had tons of followings. So I learned a few things like emotion, storyline, and shareability. So you don't be like, make sure to share, you know, because like we're gonna share if we actually like it or not.
Okay.
So those were like the few things that I learned about, and then I had to try and incorporate it in every video, as well as something that was pertaining to like current events, just to help it out more.
Okay. So let's just say Susie in Buffalo, New York. That's my hometown. Some of your shout outs. Susie, and I don't know, I'm making this up, is listening to this. And she's like, I want my video to go viral. What is the number one tip, though, you would give Susie to do that?
I would say first, assess what platform you're on,
Okay.
see what is trending in the world, and then somehow make something that you already like to do, and incorporate probably either as an Easter egg or as a topic, something that is going on currently, and make sure there's some kind of emotion that you elicit. Like, it has to be specific. If you don't have a specific emotion, it can sometimes be very hard for them to understand what's going on.
Okay. So it's like relevance, trending, and then you have to find the emotion that you're trying to tackle in that video and hit on it hard.
Yeah, that's why Pixar is so good. Like,
Okay. I mean, that's such a great example. And I think if you guys want to also reference, if you're like, oh, I want to go viral, I think your Squid Games post.
that is the perfect reference to understand virality. Like,
Yes.
there's a story, there's the Squid Games thing, there's the comedic part, and then there's the what is it, the shock
Yep.
factor as well, where like
Yep.
the guy gets shot and then like a butt pops up. It's only on YouTube now. It
Yeah.
used to
Did
be-
it get removed from TikTok?
I took like all videos with a specific person off of TikTok, and they're only on YouTube now.
Okay, well, that was another one of my questions. And hold on, we're going to get into the dollars and cents. I want to learn a little bit more about that, but I did some research. I saw your first post is August 2019.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, you have 44 videos.
Yeah.
In 2020, you have 47 videos. 2021, you only have 5 videos. And in 2022, you only have 9 videos.
Is this on YouTube?
This is all on TikTok.
It's on TikTok.
So you only in the year 2022, you only have 9 videos.
Oh, posted.
In my
Yeah.
head, I'm thinking, this is bullshit. I got like 98 videos posted, and I got on TikTok, I can't grow for shit. He's got 9 videos, and the guy's got 200 million likes. Why? What's going on? Did you pull some off? Are you not creating
No,
as
I
much?
actually,
What's going
yeah,
on with
no.
that?
So there was a time period in my life around last year, and the middle of it, life got tough. I'm not gonna lie, it got really tough, and I had to cut out certain people, and then I had to also like figure out what am I gonna do. I wasn't under the best management at the time neither, so transitioning from one to the next, it's like months of, oh, how am I gonna make money? How am I gonna do this? I gotta put my hands down on everything again, and I kind of just decided, since things are being a little chaotic, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a hiatus. I'm gonna go travel. I'm gonna see the world and breathe, and kind of let the chaos take me instead of try and fix it immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could use that advice. Just kind of
you can't fix it, man.
let the chaos take you, because I'm like type A. I try and control it, and it's
I could
there's
tell.
no
I could tell.
controlling
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I
There's
could
no
definitely tell.
controlling it.
No,
Okay.
there's no controlling it.
All right. So you go on the ride of your life, and you only have $1,000 that you've made in YouTube over the career, and then this starts. Your videos start taking off. What was the first moment that you monetized from this on TikTok or this growth?
Wow. It was on live stream. Live stream, I made a crazy amount. Enough to, I was like, what is going on here? It was so fast how much I had made. And that was the first time I had monetized outside of YouTube. And then I posted a YouTube video, and that did similar numbers in terms of money. And then I was just like, this is my life now. There's no way that I should stop. And that was only at like 100,000 followers on TikTok. I was ready to jump all the way in.
How do you monetize on live stream? How's that work?
Live stream, you have to have 1,000 followers.
Okay.
And you just go on, they send you gifts, and you stay on there, and they either send gifts, and that's basically it. That's the only way you can make money off of that.
So the viewers will send you gifts.
Yeah. it's not necessarily the best way to make money because I don't necessarily want to monetize my fan base all the time
Sure.
on live, but it was awesome. It
So
was really
how
cool.
much can you make doing that, going live?
You can make as much as you want, like literally. I have no idea what the highest amount someone has made on there, but I'm sure it's limitless. Like
I got to dig a little further. 100,000 followers. You go live. You're making more than $5,000.
I have um
We're getting Mr. Science here. Much more.
you're definitely making a good amount. Like you're definitely making, like, I can say it was enough for me to not necessarily care about my job in the military. That's for sure. And I had a place to stay. I was making a good amount. I was staying there for free, making a good amount, getting food for free.
Got it.
Still wanted to leave.
Job for a military. What do you get paid for a job for a military?
So in the
I have no
military,
idea.
at the time I was making like $2,000 a month because I think of BAH or BAS because I was
Okay.
vegan at the time, so I didn't eat like certain stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make like $2,000 a month. Okay, got it. So you know what you could do? You could just throw out some innuendos, like,
Yeah.
I made 20 cents, and then you can let David and I, the Curious Canadian, really scramble in the recap.
That would be fun.
probably wrong. Might have to do that. So you're live. You start making some money on live because you're doing something, and then people can send gifts. Those gifts have value, and that's where you're making money. Then at what point do you get signed to a management company?
Gosh, terrible idea. I did that July of 2020. Yeah.
What was
June, July of 2020.
What
it
was-
wasn't,
were
it
you-
wasn't a good idea.
Were you making money other than from your fans? Were you making money from brand deals before you signed with management?
Yeah, I did one brand deal, and I had like a few small ones, and I had a clothing line. So every time I'd make a video, I would drop a shirt. After the video, I would make a shirt for the video, and I get a ton of buyers, and then I do that again, and then people started like commenting about it, like, "Oh, we always make shirt," but like everyone loved it, so I was like, I'm just keep doing it. And then I met a better manager who told me I shouldn't be doing that, but I didn't work with him until recently. Like now he's like best manager I've ever had.
Okay.
But before that, I worked with not a great manager.
Not a great manager.
Yeah.
And you're selling a shirt with every video.
Yeah.
When you got an ad deal versus selling a shirt, are you making more off the shirt sales or more off an ad deal?
So I would make more off the ad deal, but I would get way more. What is that called? Money. What is that called when you're making money consistently? I forget what that word is called.
You're getting like a consistent revenue generation base? Are you saying like a revenue stream, like a consistent revenue
yeah,
stream?
you get a lot. It was a lot more consistent of a revenue stream.
Okay.
When I was doing with the clothes, yeah.
Gotcha. So it's coming in at different amounts, but it's not coming in with like the big dollar amounts. What didn't you like about your manager? What did number one thing did he not do well for you?
Well, he
or she.
I think it was a lack of focus.
Okay.
Like, it was just that she had her own thing she was doing, and I had my own thing, and then management was like second to what she did.
Got it.
So it was conflicting, even though she swears that it wasn't. It definitely was.
Okay. So you end up firing her. You go with another management individual, and this management individual is doing what better than the last one?
This guy and his team know the industry. They
Okay.
have people in it. They understand it. They have connections to really good brands, really good people. They're great. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. Along with the people who work under it are animators and people like me as well. And then a few other stars that aren't animators, but he also knows the space of animation. So it's very comfortable and easy to work with.
Okay. So you have a new manager. Things are going well. When you have to do your taxes, when Mr. Science has to do his taxes at the end of the day, what revenue stream is the biggest revenue stream for you? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it TikTok? Is it ad deals? Is it contracting workout? Is it going live? What's the number one source of revenue for you given your success now?
Ad deals. Yeah.
By a long shot.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a good thing, but ad deals, yeah.
Okay. And why isn't it a good thing?
Because I don't necessarily monetize anywhere else now. That's why I didn't like my previous management, because I kind of took away all my revenue streams except for ad deals. because that was the only thing that person could make money off of.
Okay. And how many ad deals would you say in a given month you're doing?
It's we're trying to just do one, but it has been like 2 or 3.
Okay. And when you
is not
do the
good.
deal, they require you from the beginning to do the full animation, to do everything, right?
Yes.
And do they give you budget for creating? I mean, obviously they give you the dollar amount that you're given, but is there anything else that goes into it, or are they just like, go present us with what you create?
Basically, we don't ever break down like what we do. We
Okay.
just say our rate, and then
That's
they're
it.
like, cool, and then I just go get the team, and then if like they're like not cool with the rate, then I tell them like, look, I gotta pay a team though, and then then they start negotiating a little bit better.
Okay. And we've had a ton of influencers on talk about the rates that they pay their management. Do you pay your management a monthly fee, or do you pay them a percentage of the deal?
Percentage, yeah.
And what's the percent you pay?
In the not more than 20, but not less than 10.
Yes, here comes the cryptic. This is the shit I'm talking about. David, mark that. Let's recap it, and we'll try and guess what it is. All right. Can you give me a wild, cryptic, weird rate for what a deal would be to do with you? If I got a business, and I want to do a deal with you, give me a weird, cryptic rate of what it would be.
Okay, so a weird cryptic rate. The crazy part about it is my rate it keeps skyrocketing every year.
Is that because of growth, or is that because of the industry?
Both. So I like to think in the sense of the economy, myself, and the worth of the character over time. So I just it's kind of like, who are you? And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And if they don't agree with it, it's like, that's the only way we're gonna work.
So you don't really negotiate your rate. You put your rate out there, and if they don't do it, you're not doing it.
More than most of the time, yeah. Okay. I think I've noticed most of the time it's like we don't necessarily negotiate because they see the value in it, and then it's like it's not nothing insane for where I'm at. So then they just go, yeah, like, I mean, you're the top dog, so let's do it.
Interesting. All right, give me a cryptic rate.
Okay, so like
It's gonna be like 4 squared, the derivative of 25.
So let's say last year,
Okay.
because it's nowhere near this now. But let's say like last year starting, when I first started, I was like, I need like 4 pennies, and
Okay.
then they were like, let's do it, and I was like, they were too quick to be okay with that. Talked to some friends who had similar followings. He was like, dude, I just did something with this brand for 12 pennies, and I only have less than 1 million followers. You're going way low.
Sure.
That was me at the start. So now he's like 12 pennies. So I'm like, oh, I have 12 million fans. I'm going to go 30, 100 pennies.
Yeah.
instead.
That's from 4 pennies to 30, 100 pennies.
Yeah, and now they're like, they still are like, yeah, let's do it. I think my biggest was like 900 pennies or something.
900 pennies was the biggest one. How long, David, make note of that. You guys scratching your pencils and paper at home. I, too, will be doing the same. But the best part is you'll never know. So if the IRS is trying to do any audits,
I'm also going off inflation. So that 4 pennies today is not.
There you go. What it was
now.
then. I like it. See, it's very cryptic. It's beautiful. That is really cool. How long does it take you to prepare? So like you get a deal, your best deal ever, 90, 100 pennies. What is the time that it takes you to create that?
That was the most insane deal I've ever done. So
can you say the brand, or would you prefer not to?
No, I won't say the brand, but they're really cool.
Okay.
I love them to death and hope to work with them again. That was a very hard deal. Took about 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
So how many hours you putting in there?
I was putting in about 7 hours a day, but I had a team of 12 people.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was
team of 12 people.
Yeah,
like other animators and stuff.
Yep.
What do you have to pay them?
They all have different rates for it. So like Some of them go by hours. Some of them go by their hourly rate. I've heard that some people want to just get paid in V-Bucks. So I don't do that.
What's I don't even know
that's
what
like
V-Bucks
so that's
are.
that's
Is that
Fortnite.
a gaming thing?
That's Fortnite.
Oh
money.
my god, this is how clueless I am.
Is it Fortnite money? V-Bucks.
I think so. That
Yeah.
does sound right. I have a
Or is that
who's into that.
No, that's not Fort. No, it is.
It's
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
Fortnite.
gaming, the V-Bucks. Okay, so walk me through this. You get a deal. Let's call it. It's 250K. Okay, 250K. Somewhere between 10 and 20% is going to management, right? So then we're at like 200K. Of that 200K left for you, how much will you have to pay for animators in a 2-3 week project?
So
total?
if that were the number, then I always vary out on who I'm choosing to animate. So sometimes it's a Disney animator and their rate is insane, and then other times it's an animator from Fiverr and their rate is so perfect. So if I were to average that out, if I were to make that, the percentage that will go to them would be probably also no more than 20, no less than 10%.
Okay, so the budget then in that scenario that would be like 40K or something. Would the animators charge per hour or do they charge per project? I just don't know anything about that industry.
Oh wait, no, not no less than 10%. No, it's less than 10%. Like
less
probably
than 10%.
probably less than 10%. But if it's 12 animators, it could go up if the deadline. So like if deadline, it always varies because deadline equals, so like if it's like, oh, we have to have this done in 2 days.
Yeah.
Then of course I'm not gonna have to pay that much. But since it's a lot more people, it'll like take out a lot of the budget. But if it's like we have a long time and we have a lot of animators and we have a big budget, sometimes that could probably go up to probably max 20% of the budget. But I've never done that. I've never hit 20% of the budget. That's like crazy.
Gotcha. So in the low end you freelance, in the high end it's like a Disney animator. That's crazy. That's wild stuff. I didn't realize that much goes into one of those videos.
Yeah, there was one we did. I don't know if she is a Disney animator, but I know she's worked in that space. She helped with the Black Lives Matter video at the beginning, and her rate is definitely higher than normal, which is good. Like not higher than normal. It's a good rate for her. Like she's really, really good. Versus when I do like a deal with people who are just at my level and stuff. You pay for quality for
You
sure.
pay for quality, there's no doubt. Guys, stay tuned for the recap. We're going to do a little deeper dive into animators pay. We'll do some research on it and come back to you guys. But we are here with Mr. Science, the one and only, and that is his real name. You've obviously made a good chunk of change. How about in your crypto, or not in your crypto,
I actually did that.
We'll talk a little crypto in a second, but in your innuendos, what is your goal to make 1 year? Like, do you have a goal like I want to make 10 million pennies, or like do you have a goal? Give us a crypto goal.
Okay. I would like to make at least 15 Bitcoin a year.
There you go. 15 Bitcoin. Guys, that is, you're going to have to do the research, think through it. We'll try and do this, solve this riddle in the recap. With your money that you've earned at a young age, which has all happened very quickly, what are some financial mistakes and or big challenges you've had or made?
That is a good one. Making a lot and spending a lot. That is, just don't do it.
Did you fall victim to that?
I still do.
What's the dumbest thing that you look back, you're like, why did I spend that?
Oh man, I bought 2 apartments and then paid someone's rent as well.
You paid someone's rent?
I was paying someone's rent for 2 months. Had 2 apartments, one in New York, one in Vegas.
Jesus.
Yeah, and if you know how much New York is,
just the taxes.
Yep. I wasn't in the low range of New York either. I was in the pretty average 2-bedroom. So you can just figure out how much that is.
We'll back into that in the recap. We'll do the research.
Dumbest decision.
And so did you sell those apartments?
I got rid of that one like the 2nd month because I was like, what am I doing?
Did you buy or rent that?
I rent that one.
Okay, so you ended the lease there. And the one in LA, did you rent or buy? Or I'm sorry, Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. I was renting that one too.
Vegas, right on the strip?
Right on the strip, so you can guess how much that was.
You a gambler?
No, actually. I didn't gamble at all that whole time I was out there. Nope, I didn't even party neither. I just sat there.
Like, you go. This guy is the wildest man I've ever met in my life. His legit name is Science Akbar. He gets a place in Vegas Strip, doesn't gamble, doesn't party. What do you do? Just like
Nothing. I literally I will go to the mall. I will come home. I'll work on a cartoon. I'll sit and watch Bluey. I love that show.
it's amazing.
I don't know why I was just not sitting in the middle of the country. So
Yeah, or out of the country, which now you're going to London. You said you got
there.
your rent for only $800 a month, which is incredible.
That is great.
All right, so too many apartments, overspending. What have some practices you've done to correct this stuff?
Patience and patience and not overextending my hand to other people. I think I've just learned that one like about last month.
Yeah.
I had learned like not everyone needs all your money. You know what I mean?
Like people, are you saying people asking for...
No, they're not even asking. Like some people ask, some people don't. I had someone who did need it a lot at one point. And then I just brung that. And I was already like that. I was already like, oh, I just want to give a lot of money. But I think this is the first time I got rejected giving too much. And I was like, oh, so I don't need to do that.
Interesting.
So now I'm in a space where I'm like, let me just chill.
Okay, that's good to know.
Instead of overextend my hand all the time. Like,
I saw a quote from Mike Tyson today, and it was something, and I'm infatuated with Mike Tyson, but he said something along the lines of, the people I fought majority of my life oftentimes weren't my enemy, and the people that I thought were my friends most of the time often were. And he found that the people that he used all his anger to like have a skill set to take down and knock down weren't the enemy, but these people who were nice, friendly, and helped ended up being the enemies. So it's interesting. You just gotta keep an eye out on what's around you and what people are asking for or why.
There's this intelligence thing that I watched on YouTube. It shows like why dumb people are scary for society. So basically they call it stupid people. Basically, it means someone who takes and also hurts themselves within the same time.
Interesting.
So like take away from your life and hurt themselves. There's a hopeless person where they give a lot and they don't get anything themselves. There's an intelligent person where they give and receive and it's a mutual agreement. And then there's the thief where they take and you don't get anything out of it. And I was learning, I was like, oh, I probably for a while I've been in the little helpless side. I give a little too much and I don't really receive much from those that I give. At least in value to me, you know? So I'm trying to step into that side where it's like, oh, make more intelligent decisions. When you give something, you don't need to necessarily expect something in return, but like don't overstep to a point where you're not really getting anything out of this.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I learned that lesson hard when I was 21, got my first salary job, thought I was the man, threw my card down at the bar every time, open tab on me. And I'm like, wait, what?
Why are you doing
these
it?
huge bills? I'm getting nothing except like the smallest ego boost, which is just stupid. And it's also met with a hangover fulfilled with anxiety the next day. So it took some years, but we're growing up. We have our challenges, and you know what? We learn. We have to wrap this podcast up, although I don't want to because you are one of the most intriguing guests we've ever had on, Mr. King Science.
Thank you.
But we got to leave with the trading secret. So something that someone can't learn in a textbook, they can't learn in a classroom, and they can't Google to find the lesson or YouTube. A trading secret, maybe it could be about money management, growing your career, negotiating, whatever it may be. Any trading secret you can leave us with.
The moment you think you made it and you're comfortable, you need to start learning because you're about to be the dumbest like entrepreneur ever because you're stuck.
That's a good one. That's a good, like you're just saying change happens so fast. If you get complacent, you're out.
The moment you're like, oh, I'm comfortable, I'm doing good, I'm making it. Unless you're literally a billionaire, which at that point you're kind of just taking away from the economy. If you think you're doing good, it's time to learn something new because you don't know everything about what you're doing.
Have at any degree you felt that in your space in the 4 years?
I felt that, and then I demolished it, and so now I'm redoing everything again. So I had got to a point where I was like, man, I'm the best. Like I'm the biggest animator on the platform. I'm doing this, and then out of nowhere, everything just started falling apart because I was spending like crazy, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I should have not pretended I knew what I was doing.
There
So
you go. All right. Well, that's a hell of a trading secret. King Science, where can people find you? I'm sure they're interested in your work. I checked out the Grubhub ad before I came on. I was like, wow, just brilliant. I need to step my ad game up. Where can people find you?
YouTube, King Science Shorts is my main channel right now. The regular King Science one isn't. I just hit 1 million subscribers 2 days ago, actually.
Congrats.
That blew
It's
my
huge.
mind. I know.
Why don't you do a course on virality? I would buy that.
Oh, I should. That would be fun.
You
That would
definitely
be
should.
fun. I'm on there. You can go on Instagram, King Science. It's just KNG Science on there, and on Twitter, which no one knows about my Twitter, KNG Science, and then TikTok, King Science, and I think that's everywhere you can find me. Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Well, we will tag you on all those platforms when this comes out. We'll make sure to follow you. Go give King Science a follow, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Great wrap.
That was
That was
awesome.
good.